Microphone check. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode of RELLism, and I'm your host, Rello, that's RELLO, and I'm here with a very special guest, somebody that don't need an introduction, but we're going to give him an introduction anyway.
Man, please do.
We're going to do it. So, we have a Wichita native. We have someone that has been in the game, we counting going on 17 plus years, almost at his 20-year anniversary. We have the man that gave you some classics such as Zero Heroes. You know, I'm not going to go into detail of his catalog, but I will say the least that this man right here might be and arguably the most successful rapper that Wichita has ever seen.
Man, thank you.
Without further ado, you might know him as Vizzy, you might know him as Don Hoffer, you might know him as Donovan, but we all know him and love him as the man XV. Yo, our brother X is in the building. What's going on, bro?
Man, I'm glad to be here. It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time.
You know, I had to make you sweat. I had to make you sweat just a little bit.
I think we had to build a rapport for a second. 100%.
You know what I feel like that's one thing that people don't realize about me is I've always been that way. Like every person in Wichita knows that no matter where we are right now, probably about 15, 16, 14 years ago, I probably was building a rapport with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From SC Trill to Ballistic, like Twansat to now.
You just named some hitters.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I built rapport with them since I was a kid. So like with me and you came in when I was taking a break.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
fresh 2017.
Yeah. And it was all new. And it was quick. And it was fast and powerful. So I was like, yeah, when I go, I know when we're gonna work. I know when we're gonna work, and it's that time.
I knew that. Started podcast in 2017, and it just so happens a few months later, as I'm podcasting, that's when Every Time You Go came out.
Yep.
So me and you, our first crossing was that single dropping,
right?
And I came out and said it didn't deserve to be on the radio.
Right. I remember this. Yeah. Was that on Facebook?
Yep.
It was on
Facebook.
It wasn't on a podcast. It was on
it was on a Facebook post.
Yeah.
And then because I sent you a friend request, I think I sent it like months ago.
Okay.
So I make that statement, and then out of the blue, it says Don Hoffer accepted your friend request. I said,
there he is.
This nigga done seen it. I said, it's almost like Bruce Wayne, like in the Batman Beyond style, like when he was up in the mansion chilling, but it's like, nah, nigga, I'm still here. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So then a few months later, I think we had our first kind of interaction, like online or whatever.
Yep.
And from then on, it was kind of like a tap in type thing, like yo, this.
I was watching
on.
You. You know what I mean? I was watching you. I'm in tune.
And you would hold me accountable because 100%. You said too many times, you was like, yeah, remember that energy you gave on this? Like, you better keep that same shit.
Yeah.
And I respected that shit.
All the way. You know, I looked at it from the jump that you were trying to, you know, not only pave your way, but make your mark in the city. And I knew your sign. So I knew with a Gemini out here, like, your message got to be correct.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because if you do that, you'll succeed.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to succeed. In the end all be all, I was like, yo, my biggest thing, and I don't even think people realize this with our city, you got to want to see every aspect of entertainment succeed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's why I go out to the shows. That's why I support. Like, even there's been times I'll buy tickets and I'm a homebody and not go. You know what I mean? I might give them I'll ask some people if they want the tickets. But
same here.
Yeah, I'll try to support as much as possible. You know what I mean? Because like what we need the most is just that like it shouldn't have taken, you know, a Nigerian dude to bring me to my first show in Wichita. You know what I mean? Anybody, like all the heavy hitters knew me. Anybody could have been tapped in and been like, yo. But, you know, everybody who's rocked with me has always been people I never would have expected.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that it should be more so like, of course, like when it comes to me, if you out there, you doing like, expect to get a text from me.
Yeah.
Expect to get a DM from me. Like, that's how it should be.
Yeah. People, he sees more than y'all think.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. And like, I kind of learned that from like the heavy hitters, like such as yourself, and like another person like I've peeped is Royce and Hitman.
Yes.
It's just like they see everything that's happening, but you don't have to always talk about it. It's like sometimes it's just okay to sit there and watch.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the best thing to do.
It's the best thing to do. It's what a wise man does. You know what I mean? And not only that, but I didn't feel like I was even in a space at that time, and we'll go through all of that. Yeah. But like at that time, I was like not in a space to be like, you know, I'm not ego driven, so I've never been a person to be like, yo, y'all gonna put some respect on my name. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was just always a thing.
You never pushed that. You never created that.
Never. I was just like, you know, I just wanted, like you said, like I said, you a Gemini, your message is gonna be heard. You know, I was like, yo, it's gotta just be right. You just gotta make sure you saying the right things because people are listening. Yeah. You know, and Royce, he's another. I'll keep him accountable too. Like, yo, I've always been like that. Like, why are you playing? Boom, boom, boom. I need you to give me the answer, the real joint answer. Don't give me the political answer.
Yeah, don't give me the mirrors.
Just so that I can know where we stand. Like, because I definitely like to rock with people who are, you know, they look at the game, but at the same time they try to have ethics in this shit. You know what I mean? They try to be what they want the game to be. You know, a lot of people get in this shit and they learn, they figure out what it is, and they be like, okay, if I want to be, I don't want to say successful, I'll say rich. Yeah. If I want to be rich, here's what I got to do. And then start playing to it. But that only brings in capital.
I think that's fire though, that like that type of person, we're starting to see more in the city.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I think that's real fire to me, because you're seeing all the people, because like it's one thing to just be like, yo, I want to be a rapper, I want to rap, or
right,
yo, I want to, you know, I want to start radio shit or do this, that, and the third. But then like you got people like a me or like a Royce or like yourself and stuff that like studied this shit, that actually like was a fan of the behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't just enjoy the front. One
thing I love about your all of your Rello interviews, all your pocket from the jump, from when you, because I've seen a few of them. I always watch the people that I grew up on, or the people that that are like friends of mine, like Chris, you know. And when I see people get on there and they like, they might not be the biggest rapper, you know what I mean, but they're studying in a way that like their knowledge will be useful to someone in this city. You know what I mean?
A Chris Barnett, a Freddie Ha, like
yes,
they
like
have
that knowledge
that they can
get. that knowledge is useful no matter what.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And there needs to be more people who are getting that, because I grew up around a lot of OGs who weren't knowledgeable.
Facts.
On God. Like I was going to OGs and I'm like, yo, how are y'all? And they're like, man, nobody does mixtapes. I remember this. Like Ask Twan said, you know, nobody was doing mixtapes when I started doing mixtapes. Right. And people were like, that's an East Coast thing. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, mixtapes is like the move right now. Because of 50. And 50 blew up. In my mind, I'm like, 50 blew up. He's my favorite rapper because of mixtapes.
I need to do
01,
mixtapes.
02. Yeah, easy. Because you have to think, I started rapping, you know, in the year 2000. So in 2001, 2002, I'm like, all right, what do I got to do to get seen? And I'm like, asking all the OGs, you know, I was going to Air Capital Studio. A lot of people don't know
how old are you at this time?
At this time, I'm 16, 17. So I came up on DJ Clash. You know, DJ Clash was the first, Air Capital Studios, the first place I recorded at. Digital Elements, Rod G. That's where Freddie Ha, he was at. That's where I met him at. So you have all these
That's
different
crazy
scenes.
though, because at 16, like, y'all still kids.
Kids.
But moving like
we like, yeah. You know, like when Money, like, he genuinely was like my DJ Who Kid at 16, 17 years old.
Damn.
And heavy. Like we were dropping a tape like every month. We were renting out Carousel and doing an album release.
How we get hold of them tapes?
I have them. Some barbershop niggas have them too. We were handing them out at the barbershops. You know, I know some. If y'all watching this, you got poster covers. I know I got the Royalty Cities, the My Towns. You know,
I got a RELLism shirt for anybody that can post the XV mixtape that they got.
Come on now.
I'll send it to you directly. Straight up. Tell me your size. I got you.
Say less.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Because I think that, and like I was contemplating, because we talked for about a month now about how like this interview. We was like, you know, when we gonna do it or whatever, this and that third. I saw you at the mall. We was like, yo, let's plan this out.
Yep.
So my thought was, I was like, how do I want to approach this interview?
Right.
Because it's like, first off, kind of like we're both introverts. Social introverts. We can be social, but we're introverts.
Yep.
I got you outside.
Yeah, I love it.
So if I got you outside, I'm like, what do I want to talk to this man about? And it was just like, I wanted to sit there and just be like, yo, like people don't know the history of you that you have. Like, let's talk about like all this shit. But a part of me was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that type of interview. The type of interview I want with you, I want to know where your headspace is at. Like, just more about like, okay, you see this, like OG type of shit. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Because like, you only 35, but you are OG in this shit.
Like I said, it was 2001. You know what I mean? When I was dropping those tapes. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like, when I got a record deal with Warner Brothers, I'm walking in to sign. Like, literally, I'm walking in Warner Brothers to get my deal. So, like, the dude who signed me, his name's Todd Moskowitz. Todd Moskowitz, if y'all look him up, he is literally Gucci Mane's right hand. I'm pretty sure he was Gucci Mane's best man in his wedding.
Damn.
So, Todd and Gucci like this. I'm about to walk in and Todd's like, hey, Gucci, this is the artist I'm about to sign. His name's XV. I'm about to get a record deal. I tell Gucci at that time, bro, you gave me a drop in 2006, bro, on my Royalty City. Like,
he didn't
even realize. I'm like, you remember Jimmy Henchman? He's like, yeah, Jimmy, my man. I'm like, that's my boy.
This is Gucci before prison.
Yes,
like,
big sunglasses, fat, still got on a coat.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, Jimmy, my man. That's my man. I'm like, yeah, I was being, so like I'm getting a deal with Warner Brothers, but at the same time, to me, when I was working with Jimmy Henchman, I was already popping. I'm popping because the dude who's working with me, you know, knows 50 Cent personally, is managing Game at this time, managing Ray J at this time, like, and these
takeoffs.
These
every
are people
career you name takeoffs.
I'm like, yo, so I'm about to go. I'm about to blow up.
Yeah.
But then things get crazy because, like, I'm in Kansas and Jimmy Henchman's in New York. Mm-hmm. So I don't know all the, now I'm grown, I get all the politics going on. But at the time, I'm like why can't I go to meet at this label? But I'm meeting with TVT Records. I'm meeting with Warner at that time too. Capitol. Me and Seven are literally shopping our demo. You know what I mean? So like, I genuinely look at myself like an OG because when J. Cole says like I was selling when CDs was out, he look at that like an OG talk. Like that's OG talk when he's saying that. Because that is real talk. Like not a lot of niggas want to be able to say that.
You've seen different eras of music.
Yeah.
You survived different eras.
Yep.
We were talking earlier, mixtape time.
Right.
Selling out the trunk.
Right.
Then we transition to what? Then it's free music.
It's like free music because the Selling Out the Trunk, I dropped Complex, and I remember the Selling Out the Trunk was becoming so hard.
That's what, 06?
Yep, 06. Yep. And it's becoming so hard because mixtapes are Lil Wayne's dropping endless amounts of music.
Non-stop.
So you got to come with a lot of content. This is before people knew what content really was.
Yeah.
So we come with Complex on a CD and DVD. We thought that was like a game changer alone. Like, we about to drop a CD, DVD album, and we're about to sell this shit for $20. Because you got a DVD.
And that was happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the move.
Yeah, but it lasted maybe 1 year. You know what I mean? 2007, and then 08 hits and digital hits. You know what I mean? And MySpace happens. And so once MySpace is the precursor to Spotify. You know what I mean? Because the top 5 songs.
What about, because it was a time period, the ringtone period.
Yo, so that's 2006. Mm-hmm. That's the era. That's what I mean, the content era.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out how to make money off of shit that isn't music.
Right.
That's why I'm dropping the DVD. You're dropping the ringtone era was the worst. I feel like eras where you like where you know you're just getting screwed are the worst, because like the monetization of ringtones was similar to the monetization of like SoundCloud to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like, you know, people on SoundCloud were only looking for like one good song, something banging right now, and they were looking for something popular so that they could stay hip. And it didn't last long, because I remember the SoundCloud rap created Russ's. You know what I mean? Russ, yep. Those are product, like Yachty is a product of SoundCloud, bro. You know, and I feel like, you know, being able to watch each one of these eras progress has given me, and not only progress, but being part of them. Like me and Freddie were doing Royalty Cities with, you know, the mixtape era. Then the album content era comes, and that's when I create Squarian Entertainment. I become like, you know what? I realize content.
It's not just this.
It's about brand. It's about you need to have it. So I'm like, all right, the green backpack and everything about my brand was always like personalized to me. You know what I mean? Even my rap name XV, I was like my age, where I'm at right now. So
when
I
learned
what
what
you
XV
said.
stood for, I was cracking up laughing. I was like, damn, it make all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
So I've never had a chance to ask anybody this, because like nobody locally has gone to this level. But being a music head, I'm always online looking for new music, finding out like who's dropping what's going on with who. One thing I always saw, and this was before I knew you or anything, XV was always on Hot New Hip Hop.
That's crazy, yeah.
And it was like a pride thing, being a Wichita native, knowing that like when the mixtape drops or something, or a new single drops, XV right there in the top 3 rows of like new shit. And so like, did that time frame, did that benefit you or help you out?
Hell yeah. Like, to be honest, that's genuinely where I feel like I succeeded the most, because that era was like not only made for me, but it was filled with my peers. You know what I mean? So like, all the people that were coming up around that time, I feel like we all kind of thought the same, though we were from different places.
Name a couple of people that was coming out around the same time.
J. Cole, Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, Nipsey,
R.I.P. Mac,
R.I.P. Nip. Like all of these artists are from different places. Asher Roth, Charles Hamilton, all different places. But when we met, like we all knew. It was kind of like how like Wichita rappers are, you know, like we know where we from. So like when we see each other, no matter whether you the Squarian and I'm the street nigga, or I'm the punk rock goth kid and you it's always like, yo, I see you out here. So it was like that during that era. But what you said, those blogs, Two Dope Boys, Hot New Hip Hop, Now Right, Rap Radar, being able to get on them and go like I remember it. Like, it definitely was a pride thing, because you're on tour and you're still competing. You know what I mean? So you're like I would see Big Sean at this show and like, yo, I heard that Busy Zone that you just dropped, man. Congrats on the album, on the deal, man. But at the same time, you like, what are you up to? You know what I mean? And then you get on Hot New, and so you're always
a different level
competing. It's like right now, I don't feel like there's really competition, and that's good, because you get to be in your own world. Right now, you can create your own world, bring all in it. Say, hey, I'm opening it up, Astro World. Who wants to come? And you open it up, bring them in, close the gates. Welcome to Astro World, and you feed them all this content: shoes, shirts, music, movies, videos. Here's all this content for for coming to my world, for your ticket, right? You can do that now. You couldn't do that back then. Hot New Hip Hop was the world.
Hot New Hip Hop was the world.
That was the world.
Is it smarter for artists nowadays to focus on that fan base, or 100%. To try and get out more?
100%. It's smart to focus on that fan base. If you like, put it like this: the only reason I haven't signed another deal is because I don't want to sign another deal. But don't think that the minute I came back out, started dropping music, started being consistent with the music again, dropping videos, all that, that people didn't see my fan base and go, hey, what are you doing, X?
Mm-hmm.
What?
And this fan base is grown now.
How can we get a piece of this? So if I've been in this game for a minute and I take this long of a break and I come back and I drop music and my fan base is still hungry,
still there,
of course somebody's gonna be like, hey, what's going on now? Now, if I'm a new artist and I'm able to gain that, think about how many. See, only a few are gonna come at you, and the ones that came at me right because they knew I know the game now.
Yeah.
You young, you want to get all of them. But the good thing is that it allows you to scout. It's just like being amazing at, quarterback or point guard, and you young and you just keep on going and more people talk about you. That's the fan base. You know what I mean? So the more and more you get those people, like straight up, to be honest, my favorite artist in the city, Caleb Carnell, has a growing fan base that nobody knows about because it's his. And the more and more he grows that, like, the more and more he's going to get bigger, and then he's going to get big to a point that people are going to be like, oh snap, he's from Wichita. Same thing.
Do you think that's when Wichita catch on?
100%.
Why do you think that is? That we can have an artist right here in our own backyard?
Pride. And it is pride of self, but also not enough pride of your city. Like, I ain't gonna say that it's like it's hating, but I feel like
ego is a
motherfucker, and niggas don't want another nigga to be that nigga.
Yeah.
So you be like he ain't doing it big. He ain't doing it big, and so he has to keep doing it big until you accept it. The world tells you that he's doing it big, and then you accept it. But I feel like we don't take enough pride in Wichita. Like me, like I just got into sports maybe 8-9 years ago. I've always been basketball, but when I say sports, I never was watching ESPN. Like on tour, I'd wake up and Freddie be having ESPN. I'd be like, tell me when this is over.
Turn this shit off.
Yeah, and turn this shit off. So we turn on like The Office. You know what I mean?
Classic.
I was never ESPN. Now I'm like, all right, let me keep up. I'm watching that track, tennis, everything, right? Freddie loves it. So I'm watching all these sports, and I'm just like, man, I just see so many similarities.
Yeah.
So many different similarities of athletes and artists. And I just go, why is it when this ain't from here and they come in to play, they'll wear just a jersey.
Yeah.
And people be like, yo, yes, he's Wichita.
Yeah.
Nigga will be born and raised on the street you grew up on.
Yeah.
And you like
2 houses down.
Bro, Perry Ellis grew up up the street from me. What he does right now, I'll be proud of. You know what I mean?
Congratulations, Perry just got married.
Congratulations, Perry.
Yes, sir.
My G. For real though. Like, every single person, like, Devontae, I'm proud of any person. Please, what you're doing, like, definitely is like seen. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I feel like sometimes the city doesn't show that enough to make people take pride in it.
Perry Ellis was dominating in middle school for the longest.
Yes.
And then it took for him to go to Heights, and everyone says, oh, he's the next big thing.
Yeah.
For all of a sudden.
Let's start watching.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden, let's go support. Now everybody knows you type thing.
Yeah. And I never liked that. To be honest, I don't feel like I got a lot of support until I got on 2K12. You feel me?
Let's talk about this real quick. So, you signed your deal.
Mm-hmm.
What was the support like at that moment?
Nothing.
It was silent.
Yeah. Like, all right, straight up, it went a year before I got a deal. I got a deal July 26, 2010. July 23rd, 2009. Y'all can go look at the YouTube video. That's when the J. Cole freestyle happened. So that's 1 year before my record deal. I'm freestyling with J. Cole. And they're hating on that. They're like,
why that nigga there?
Why is he there? They don't even know who J. Cole is.
Don't
Because
even
let's
know.
be clear, J. Cole comes a year later,
Yep.
and nobody knows who he is. I'm freestyling with him a year before. So that's what I mean when I say we're peers. Because when he came to Wichita, he's like, you know, looking at it like, what's up, X? Show me your city.
You told me that he
went to the club.
Loved Wichita.
Loved Wichita.
Thought it was Fayetteville.
Went to the club. Like, bro, you gotta think. You know, J. Cole, light skinned dude in the club. Nobody known.
Unibrow this time.
Unibrow, yeah. got the short hair, the college kid.
Yeah.
And he's in like flashbacks type joint. And watching, you know, hearing though, you know how Wichita played that era that we grew up in.
Bet you I can dance the whole song. Bro.
Okay.
All that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Fayetteville, bro. On God.
Damn.
So to him, he's like, damn, this is like your city just like mine, you know?
That's wild.
And he always like respected that. Like people, you know, look at my success and be like you've been successful, but I don't think like I've been successful. I think I've been consistent and I've had some successful things happen.
I agree with that.
You feel me?
I agree with
but
that.
I just been consistent. Like, you know, I had dope moments where like Bun B, you know what I mean? Talking to my brother drunk on the side of the tour bus and like, yo, you can't talk to security guards like that. Just moments like that where I'm like, I know this is my mission.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was supposed to be here. You know what I mean?
That shit forever.
Yeah, so I'll never so when I think about coming up, I never ever had like an issue with not being received. Mm-hmm. And it's never drew me away either. You feel me?
It's that underdog in you, though.
Yeah, 100%.
You talked about it. You love to be in that underdog.
I love being the underdog. I love the underdog position just because, you know, it's unexpected. Mm-hmm. You know, when I got to Warner, they told me genuinely, you're going to be the underdog here. And I loved it. Until I didn't love it. You know what I mean?
So, get out of the Warner deal.
Yep.
Leave the Warner deal. How loud is the comments then? Versus when you signed.
Let's say.
Versus when all of a sudden everyone finds out XV's no longer signed.
It has nothing to do with me not being signed anymore. Wichita is so late. Okay? Mm-hmm. They're so late that to them, I just blew up. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, I get a deal 2010. I take a break and leave Warner because what happens is, let me break it down really, is that I got a deal 2010. So, like, I ain't signed no, like, bullshit deal. I ain't signed no 360.
That's what they try to create. The narrative they want to create.
I ain't signed no. So, like, rappers, when they be like, I signed this deal, like, I signed this deal, I signed that. I signed a record deal, bro. Like a 6-album recording contract. You feel me? I got paid. They got paid. Lawyers got paid. Everybody got paid.
Yeah.
The main reason I got a deal though that niggas don't realize is that I was touring already. I was making money selling merch. I was getting my buzz up. It was only like
and all this is coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
At the time.
So that's only right. Like you need a deal. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, let me get this platform.
It's the next logical step.
Yeah, it's the next logical step. And me and all the homies agreed at that time too. Mm-hmm. But 2011 hit, and it's like, so 2010 I'm just getting a deal, but 2009 I toured all year. 2008 I did South by Southwest, toured the rest of the year.
Were you 2000 drained?
Yeah.
Tired out?
2007 I toured with Mac Lethal. So like basically I'm saying that nothing was overnight. Mm-hmm. So I've been working a lot. And so when 2011 hit, I'm like, yo, it's time to drop an album.
Yeah.
And go.
Kill the green backpack.
Yeah, let's go.
That's what we're looking for.
But it's time. Mm-hmm. Zero Heroes only came out to hold them off. I put Popular Culture when we're done.
That's an album, by the way.
I put that on there because I'm like, maybe this will make them. Because at that time, people don't remember, but at that time, you would put your mixtapes would kind of be like a precursor to your album. Yep. Like, put some songs on there to get the temperature of the audience. See if they like these songs.
There might be one or two songs off of that mixtape that's going to make the album.
Boom. Yep. So that's where we get Just. Because Just Blaze wanted to produce my whole album. So he's like, let's give him a preview by me doing the intro to your mixtape. So everything's set up. Everything. So that's 2011. That's 1 year after my deal. So after that, let's be clear. There's no buzz around the city. Like I would come home. So that's what I mean. Nana Opar, that's my brother. He was bringing me out for shows. But my shows were at Rock Island. They weren't like, you know, Century 2 or Cotillion. You know, I'm signed. And let's be clear, no hate to my brother Greg Williams, but Greg Williams wasn't supporting me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't expect the city to.
People don't know that though. People think instantly like
no.
It was almost like it was thrown in front of you.
No, like Greg Williams didn't support me. Like, you know, we had our on and off riffs, and at that time, pretty much I got a record deal, and he kind of like acted like he showed me a lot of love when I got a deal. And you know, I'm a real dude. You could have been like...
He loved doing that with you and Twan said.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I feel you.
I didn't like that.
I feel you.
So I hit him, and I hit the paper too. I told him first, yo, that wasn't true what you said in the paper. You didn't support me. Mm-hmm. You didn't back me. I appreciate you giving a comment on me, but you didn't tell the truth. So I'm about to call the paper and tell them to retract that.
Yeah. Because
that wasn't true. And he was like, all right. And so it kind of created a rift, but I stand on that at that time because nobody, you know, realizes that like the biggest radio station wasn't playing my music in Wichita. So I wouldn't expect people to be like, XV. I didn't.
Because this city is that singles radio hit.
Boom. Yeah. Boom. And I wasn't popping that way. Mm-mm. J. Cole wasn't even popping that way. So I wouldn't expect myself to pop that way. J. Cole's
biggest hit at that time, it was the when he came out before with Workout.
Yes.
But then
yep.
What was the Who
that?
Yeah.
That was his biggest hit. And they weren't playing that on 93.5. So I knew like what I had work to do. Mm-hmm. I had work to do. So I was just putting in the work. 2012, all right, what's going on? A whole nother year passed. Now it's 2012. I dropped 0 Heroes.
And what's the label saying right now?
They're just like...
What was their reaction to 0 Heroes?
They're like, give me more singles. So that's where you get the kick. So you get the kick. You get even the Awesome EP. That's me like, take whatever y'all can. Like, whatever y'all can for y'all to believe that we can drop the album. Mm-hmm. But it was just pretty much like... It was to a point where they didn't know what to do with me anymore because it's just like Wichita. People, you know, people that are, you know, working at record labels are just regular people.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're just people from Idaho who moved to LA or people from LA who just, you know, got a job and now they sign people.
Facts.
They're just doing the numbers. So they're not always creative. They're like looking at what worked and they're going, all right, Big Sean, maybe you should try this. And I'm like, nah, that ain't me. You know, maybe y'all should. And so now I seem kind of combative. Now it's like, now we're annoyed.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to play the game.
Yep.
Like literally, my A&R put his hands on my shoulders. We're outside in LA, Hollywood, such a scene. And he's like, yo, if you just listen to me and do what I ask you to do, I promise you'll blow the fuck up. Now, I always think about that comment he made because, you know, he had other artists other than me. And none of them ever blew up. So I just always think like that's part of the game, you know, like I just am grateful that I had the like sense to not fall for those type of tricks and the sense of not like being like succumbing to that Hollywood life. You know, I knew that I wasn't big in Wichita, so I didn't have to move. That's why Warner like loved me. They were like, yo, do you want to live in LA?
We need to get you an apartment here.
Work. And I was like, nah, I'm good in Wichita. Like I'm low key there. I make my music there. And they were like, that. Like we never hear a rapper say that. Perfect. Mm-hmm. But now 2012 hit. They're like, yo, maybe you should come to LA. So I moved to LA. Mm-hmm. You know, my son's 3 years old, so I'm like, maybe he gets a new experience. You know what I mean? I move out to LA. I enjoy it, but that's where that conversation happens, where he's like, just trust me. And I just knew, like, this is it. This is it. I got to get back to my roots, you know? And so once I got back.
2012.
Yeah, 2012, I get back and I make Popular Culture. And now if you listen to Popular Culture, it's crazy because I wanted to say fuck you before I left. I knew it was a rap.
God,
but if you go listen to it, All Real Monsters, I literally say, the label tried to change me.
Bye.
But congratulations, now look what you made me. You done turned me to a motherfucking beast. At this point, I'm like untamable. I'm like, don't call my phone. I'm gonna give you heat. And also, you know, it created a rift between me and Seven. You know, and so 2012, me and Seven stopped talking.
Damn.
And so now me and Seven ain't friends. I'm touring, but I'm doing songs from 2 years ago. And I'm supposed to have and every city. What do you think they're asking me? Every city.
Where's the album?
Every city.
Backpack. Where's it at?
So so now I don't want to tour. So now it's like, take me off the road. You see what I'm saying? And so 2013. So 2012, let's be clear, 2011, 2K12 drops. 2012 was a year that 2K12 was out.
Right.
Everybody's playing that awesome song. So I'm doing awesome everywhere.
That's the one, yeah.
Boom. 2012, I'm touring all year. So now I'm tired. 2013, I say no more shows. I just want to make an album or I'm leaving Warner. So 2013 is just like, I locked in. But now Warner, they're like, nah, untamable, right? Bet, go do you. And so I'm like, bet. So I go back to Wichita. And so now 2013.
Get me out.
It's 1 year to people in Wichita. In reality, I got a deal 3 years ago. But in reality, I've been signed. I've been doing things for 1 year. I just got 2K12. I just got a Verizon commercial. He's on tour. He got songs with J. Cole.
That was huge.
So yes,
that
yeah.
Verizon
So like,
was huge.
and so all of that lines up. The Verizon commercial. I'm gonna tell you in one order. I do the BET Awards.
Damn.
Okay, I do the BET Awards. I do the Cypher with J Rock and all the artists, and that's crazy.
Give this man his fucking respect.
And then the next joint is 2K12 comes out in November, and then Verizon commercial comes out maybe a week after that.
Yeah.
And it's playing during the whole NBA winter Christmas break season. I'm living in LA, like watching the commercial and like, this is crazy.
Hearing your voice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I'm in LA, so it's not too crazy. I'm where I'm supposed to be. You feel me?
Still underdog mindset.
I'm still underdog mindset. Like yeah, that's supposed to been happening. You know what I mean? It's 2012 now. I got a deal 2 years ago. And that song Awesome was on my mixtape in 2009. You get what I'm saying? So
it's a whole process.
Yeah, I dropped Awesome 2009. So in 2012 and 13, when Wichita people are like, where's XV? I'm thinking, what?
Y'all ain't peeping this shit?
Yeah. I've done shows here.
All y'all niggas is at home playing 2K. You don't hear me on that shit?
Right. And so 2013, and then I'm going to be honest, what changed everything was a shift in music. It had nothing to do with me. It was uncontrollable. 2014, 2015, SoundCloud comes in, and a shift in music happens. So my graduating class, I like to look at it like hip-hop, like high school and college. So I graduated with Big Sean, Cole, Kendrick, Meek, Big Crit, Mac Miller, Nip, J Rock, and then people who graduated with me but aren't stars like Sci-Hi, Donis, Danny Brown, even Freddie Gibbs graduated with me, but he's just now really popping.
Facts.
But all of these people that graduated with me, when we graduated, we had, like when you graduate college, you have 4 years college, but now it's time to get a job. So once we all graduated, me, J. Cole, all of us, Kendrick, Donis, now it's all about go get your jobs. And your job will show how much you learn in college.
Right.
And so certain teams, you get the TDEs go up. Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
And you could see that in college, just like how basketball, he's going to be a star no matter what. Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? But then there's certain people who is Steph Curry. You know what I mean? It's like underdog.
Yeah.
Underdog.
Off the rip, undersized,
Yep.
can't perform.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fred VanVleet. And so
it took that superstar moment.
boom. And I feel like that time I took my break was supposed to happen because that's when Wichita rises. So I'm taking so then I try to come back a little bit, March Madness, drop some shit because Wichita's booming.
Mm-hmm.
But I just knew like, even when I dropped March Madness, I dropped it all on SoundCloud. They were like, it was me trying to conform to that new world.
Yeah.
And I just was like, all right. I've always been a person that like, look at, like, this is your career, so how can you make money off of it? And SoundCloud was like,
you've had to though.
Yeah, I've had to.
Because at that point,
my rap name says it. You know what I mean? XV. I was 15 years old. I said, I'm gonna take rap seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say I was rapping already. I said, you know what? I'm going to take rap seriously.
Right.
I'm gonna make this my career. I'm gonna read LLC books.
Then you got to that point where it was like XV can't go work at it like the grocery store and shit no more.
And that's kind of where it was at. You know what I mean? It was I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was like the most depressing point for me.
It sounds depressing as shit.
It was. It was like, cause you know, you're like, you gotta know me. I'm humble.
Mm-hmm.
So that wouldn't be no thing to me. Like, but it's annoying that you can't. You feel me? And you're like, you know, you want to make music, but you know where the game's at. And not only that, but like, now you're also annoyed with music because of where the game's at.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, damn. You know, I know a lot of artists probably went through this, you know what I mean, era where you go, damn, man, all the kids want to hear is this now. They don't want to hear like my Mobb Deep shit.
We seen, you can make a case, we seen Big Sean go through that shit
100%.
publicly.
100%. 100%. And that's what I mean, from my class.
Yeah.
Now you're in the public eye. Now you got to show, like, do you take the trade that you had in college with you? And unfortunately, there's just certain people who you don't get to see if that person has that trade still. And then sometimes they go away. They don't become the star that when you thought. And then they keep on training. They keep on training, putting the shots up. And then they get that call for the right time, the right team, the right moment. And then next thing you know, you're J.R. Smith.
Oh my God, that was a good analogy. Do you think that us here in Wichita, we take the record deal too serious? Or we like, it's almost like a...
I fall in that category. 100%. 100%.
Why do you feel like you fall in that category?
Because, to be honest, you know, go back to everything I just said, right? If I'm an OG and I met me, I'd be like, yo, kid, you don't need no record deal. But because of my Wichita mind state, I'd be like, yo, old man, shut up.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I need a record deal. I need a record deal so I can stun on these niggas. Let them know I was the first. I need a record deal because I was that. I wasn't trying to get a record deal to be the first, but I was getting a record deal because I was trying to be Big Sean. Like, you know, everybody that I was coming up with, when you were talking about hot new hip hop, we all were on hot new hip hop without deals.
Facts.
We was on there just trying to put music out. So when you got a deal, you're like, oh shit, I'm about to come up over this rapper.
Yeah.
So I never looked at it like Wichita. I didn't compete with them. I was in that world, but I was like, y'all niggas don't fuck with me, so cool. I don't gotta compete. But these people who are competing with me are killing me.
Yeah.
So I gotta get better. I gotta go harder. I gotta go stronger. But it made me want to get a record deal because I thought, da-da-da don't have a record deal. Da-da-da don't have a record deal. This rapper don't. And a lot of them didn't. But I feel like if I like genuinely knew, like if I was the XV that I am today and I knew like how much power I had from touring, merch, my brand, even my music, you know, I would just be like, Seven, me and you need to create like what Tech and old boy have as Strange Music. We could have just did that, you know, but a lot of times you're cornered and you don't have capital, you know, and that's where a lot of Wichita artists don't realize that's where you're gonna be at no matter what.
And would you say that being that, you're from Wichita, you're in a whole new situation. It's just that you don't know at that time.
Yeah.
It's like, what I'm saying, you're still trying to figure
Straight
out
up.
this whole game, this whole situation. So like now you can say it's like, oh, I can move this, and this.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads into a question that I actually have for you.
Hit me.
So if you could go back to one of these times and start life over, which would it be? 2003, 2008, or 2013? You take yourself right now, same mindset, everything. You got all the knowledge that you have right now.
I can go to that time?
You can go to any time you wanted to.
Dude, I would say 2008. 08, 100%. I would say 2008, right before the deal. Not only right before the deal, but the shift in music. All right, so this is just me, like from what I've studied. This is my analyzing of it. All right, 2008, 9, 10, or 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I was to go back to 2008, it gives me this 4-year window. Everything happens like in these 4-year windows, I feel like, from history to astrology.
You see I split it up in between 5 years of each
year. I didn't notice that. That's part, because if I was to do 2003, I graduated high school not too long before that. And so this is like right when I'm meeting Freddie and we're about to create royalty, But I feel like we did so many things right. Like
y'all had to, because look at what the
had
fuck you were.
That's it. Right. For me to end up being managed by Jimmy Henchman by 2008, all of that was good. I was good. Mixed master, I was doing shows, all of that. But 2008, with the knowledge I have now, I'm able to know exactly where I'm at.
Gotcha.
Like, I didn't know, like, I'm a Cancer. So, like, as a Cancer, I'm part of this group called the Cardinals, which is Cancer, Aries, Libra, Capricorn. And Cardinals represent direction.
Gotcha.
Like, almost like a compass, north, south, east, west. And we all, like, all of those 4 signs, we all, like, strive off direction. All right? So at that time, 2008, my only direction was getting a deal.
Got you.
And I know for a fact, 2009, I had all those label meetings I told you about, TBT. That's in 2009.
Got you.
That's where the Kid with the Green Backpack is created.
So that would have been perfect going back to 2000.
Because now I go, boom. And now Kid with the Green Backpack comes out 2011. It's called,
Zero Heroes.
Boom.
Which is the album. That is the album.
It is.
Whoa. At 35, do you feel like you've passed your prime, or do you feel like you're fresh still in it?
Definitely fresh still in it. I don't know what it is about me, but I've always felt like Benjamin Button. I
reverse.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've always felt like Benjamin. I genuinely had a song. This is on my mama, like crazy stories. So Nipsey's coming here for this show with J-Rock, Snoop. It's called How the West Was Won Tour. Snoop, Game. I'll never forget, because Game like had a bottle of liquor and he just downed it on stage.
Oh shit.
Crazy show at the Cotillion. So like crazy what I just said, all those acts were at the Cotillion. Alright. I bring Nipsey some green, get him right. I knew his manager. And so small world, right?
Right.
His manager ends up being the person who, connected Creme de la Creme with Scott Storch, Steve Lobel. So I just happened to have Steve Lobel's email at this time. I'm heavy in the industry contact list. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I know you're going to be in town with Nip. If he needs anything, I know everybody else going to probably be taken care of.
Right.
If he need anything, holler at me. He was like, he do. Can you bring something? I'm like, bet. I go get some right. But me, I don't smoke at this time. I'm a straight square. So I pull up on him and I'm like, yo, I got some grain for you. And he's like, how much for you? And I'm like, nah, that's you.
It's all love.
But let me just play something for you. I got a record. So I play him this song called Benjamin Button. And it's like, the hook's like, I wish I could take him at the hands of time. But we ain't getting no younger. Basically the whole hook was about like we're not getting any younger, right? So it's like we gotta live like this life right now.
Right.
But the song was called Benjamin Button because I talk about how when I was a kid, I grew up like around a lot of older people, my aunts, my uncles, older homies, and like my brother's older, his friends. So I looked at it like I've always wanted to be mature. Literally, my singing name was Mature back in the day because I love being mature. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. So mature was like my mind state all along. So when I'm, young, I thought I wanted to be a director. So when I'm like 7, 8 years old, I'm on AOL Instant Messenger telling people like, hey, I'm making a movie. If you all want to be in it, send me your headshots. Here's my address. My mama getting headshots from all these white people.
You've always been ahead of your time.
So yeah. So I'm really, really like old-minded. You feel me?
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
And so that's where
Spirit.
that XB comes in at. So when I think about, about 20 years old, 21 years old, all of a sudden I start collecting toys. I'm over here watching cartoons all the time. I'm playing video games all the time. Like 25, of course you think like, well, of course all men is doing that. No, nah, because when I was 12, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was writing scripts and like trying to get a job and working, you know what I mean? Yeah. Doing lawn service, like, and then the older I got, the more, so like now I feel like
the shit you missed.
I'm 35 and I'm like more vibrant. I'm waking up. Like, I ain't gonna say that I feel young. You feel me? Because, you go out there and do a 40-minute set and your body can feel it. You feel me? Yeah. But I feel like my energy, my mind state, I've never been able to succeed the way that I'm about to succeed right now. Like, even what I'm doing right now, like, I'm skating just because of the mind state that I have now. Mm-hmm. While a lot of those times people don't realize, but I was grinding for that. That wasn't just like, like, oh yeah, drop that. Oh, Busy Zone, Zero Heroes, Popular Culture. Nah, that shit was like hard work. And like, even like writing, I used to take like, I used to write like songs maybe like 4 days. You know what I mean? Just so it would be perfect. Mm-hmm. And then it would drop you like, he could have did better. And I'm like, so I never realized how much I cared about that until I stopped caring about it. And then when I stopped caring about it, I got better at everything. I got better at writing. I got better at like record. I got better at like even being a better person. You know what I mean? Of course that comes with age. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I say that in the terms of being a better person for my career.
Right.
You know what I mean? Wichita does create a lot of tendencies for people. It creates a lot of, it creates a culture of what's the word? It's where you're just, you just sit back and you cool. Mm-hmm.
Content, comfortable.
Content. That's the word. A culture of content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've never been content. So I feel like, when I was coming up, like I said, 2009, 2010, 2011, all of those grinds, I worked hard, but I didn't feel like what I was doing, I was getting out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I worked hard. Like all those names I said, I'm in that group, but I worked hard to be in that group, and I still didn't get no XXL freshman covers. I still didn't get on the BT ciphers with them. I got on this cipher. I still didn't get the shows with like, I wasn't touring with Kendrick and J. Cole. Mm-hmm. Those were my peers, mm-hmm. but they still were my competition.
Right.
So I wasn't touring. I was touring with the white boys. I was touring with 303, Fallout Boy, Travie McCoy, Chitty Bang. I was touring with people who did pop music.
Yeah.
And went out there and rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've always felt like that wasn't my prime because, it was just me doing what I could do.
You were still learning.
And I was still learning.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For a baby in the game.
Straight up. Especially like I said, being from where we from, there's levels that you have to go to learn it. You know what I mean? Definitely. I feel like a lot of artists from here who are young are learning it now.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? They're doing things, buying a feature, buying a beat, bringing out an artist, and being like, okay, can't do it like that, but I can do it like this. And then people are just like you, are just doing it, bro. They're just putting in the work, hustling, grinding, not looking at it like nothing but this is what I love. Mm-hmm. And the more and more I put into it, the more I'm gonna get out. Yeah. And that's why I feel like that's when you get into your prime. Yeah. Is when you like LeBron, who knows when his really was? Because the Miami stint is he's the same age as me. Mm-hmm. You feel me? When he was in Miami, I had a record deal. When he left Miami, I left Warner.
Damn, because it was only 3 years.
Boom.
It was only 3 years.
Yep.
And then he went off to Cleveland.
Boom. And when he did that, I knew, all right. And that's when he got the respect. Mm-hmm.
I think that you can make a case that's prime LeBron.
Boom. I was gonna say that.
Once he got that championship in Cleveland, that
brought it home.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I'm going to be like, we gonna sit here and be like, X, you in your prime now? I'm like, yeah, because I brought it home. You feel me? But
that makes sense.
This foundation wasn't there though. You know that, right?
Yeah.
ICT hip hop was no foundation. Shout out to my girl too, love you. But there was no foundation. Mm-mm. There was remnants of the old Wichita rap scene that I came from. That's all it was. It was just the ashes and remnants of that. And I was part of that world. Yeah. So people were still like aware of it. But that world was gone. Gotcha. And then your world started springing up in 2013. That's why when I went down in 2013, nothing would have changed. Like I would have just been annoyed. So I would have been an angry rapper. Bro. Yeah. And to be honest, I took my break to stay away from that. Bitter.
The best thing for you.
Listen to my song Everyday Life. If anybody want to really understand, just go to YouTube, look up XV Everyday Life. I made that song. The first day is February 15th of 2013. That song sets up where I'm about to go. And I just made that song for my brother's birthday. Not my brother, but my boy. You know what I mean? Like, it was his birthday, and I was like, you about to go home today? He's like, yeah, about to go back up to Kansas. I was like, bet. Let's do a song today. Let's just because I haven't been recording. I've been out of my groove. I'm like, let's just do a song. And I wrote that song like 15 minutes. And so when you hear it, those are the best songs. Like, artists, take note on that. Like, your best songs are those ones that just come out. I know any artist listening, they be like, he right.
When you free flow, just let it go.
When you let it go. Every time you go, I never would have thought that would have been like what I was trying to make it. Like, Bounce just was like, yo, bro, that beat, do something over it. And I was just like, I just can't come up with nothing.
You wasn't liking it to be.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, this ain't where I want to go. And
because it's almost like, because don't get me wrong.
It's expected.
You a sample nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
That's
why I like it.
That's the rapper that you are.
Yeah,
you are a sample, like,
yes,
type of guy. Like, damn near you did a whole project sample.
Straight up.
Straight sample.
Straight up.
So, like, you hear the sample in it, but it's like, it's not necessarily, like, when I hear it, I'm like, that's not, to me, that's not XV.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Feel you. Yes, 100%. It's not a sample almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're like, something about it sounds like fitting in. Mm-hmm. And fitting in isn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when I heard it, that's where I heard too. And I was like, I don't know. And Bounce just, he was like, I wrote something to it. I brought it to him and he was like, that's not it. And I'll tell you what, that's the thing about a hook. We talked about that earlier. The hook allows you to know if the verses are right. Because if the hook's money, you'll know if the verses ain't money. And if the verses ain't money, sometimes if the hook's so good, it doesn't matter.
Awesome.
Boom. The verses don't matter. Mm-hmm. I literally changed the verses from the 2009 version to the 2011 version. And it didn't matter. Because it doesn't matter. I was just like, are we going to really put the song back out? If so, let me redo the verses. And I redid the verses.
And it just went by.
Right.
Like it was nothing.
Yep.
So, do you feel like you were shorted on the XXL
I would say now, hell yeah, definitely. Back then, I definitely felt shorted. And then I got over. I was like, you know what? That helped me the most because it did. It helped me a lot. It's actually how I got a lot of my buzz because I didn't make it the Mickey Fax cover. And at that time, I still had a little buzz, but I wasn't big enough to be on the cover with Mickey Fax and Currency and Wale and Asher Roth and B.O.B. I wasn't big enough for that. But I still was like, yo, why ain't I on that cover? And a lot of people were. So that created the buzz all around me. And then I dropped Everybody's Nobody. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to get it now. I don't get on the cover with Big Sean, Nipsey. Now, the reason I felt slighted is because they all thought I should have been on it. You feel me? They all called me like, yo, you here? You in New York?
And they wondering where you
And they're like, why ain't you here? So the fact that I didn't get on that cover, I definitely was mad. But then as time passed, I was like, even more, I'm getting bigger.
Yeah.
And then I don't get on the cover with Kendrick, Mac, Meek. So see, these names I'm saying that the people are like, why aren't you on these covers? But at this point now I know why, because now I'm blackballed by the industry, by XXL, because, you know, I did a verse and I say, which is just a fact, Big Sean called, J. Cole knew, Wiz Khalifa texted me, Nip did too, and they were like, you basically are announcing our list. You feel me? So they took it personal and blackballed me pretty much. But
and how many people actually know that?
Not exactly. No, like you, I think you're the first person I've ever told that to, because you know that happened, and like I said, I took it as a blessing. So I would do interviews and never bring it up because I was like, nah, XXL. You know what I mean? They know what's up. But time went on, and now that I'm older, and now we're able to see new freshman covers, you know, and now people are like, this was the best cover.
Yeah.
And I'm not on that cover. It's like,
but
y'all slighted me.
Every single motherfucker on that cover called you.
Exactly.
Called you, texted you, tapped in with you.
And I'm going to be honest with you. It is low-key a saving grace, because I can't say that anything would have went different with my record deal, with Warner, with my music career.
You don't know if you were ready?
Exactly. If I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready. So if I was to have got a cover and right now everything went the way it would be, that would have been my prime.
Yeah.
To everyone.
Yeah.
That would have been the Slam magazine. You was on there with LeBron, but you didn't get no ring, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Telling the truth.
And that's where I was like, that's kind of a blessing. Now the reason why I say I'm slighted is because there's certain artists on there that I go, like, they didn't deserve it then, and it's more proof that they didn't deserve it now.
You got a point.
You know what I mean? And like people like me, who people are like, you know, of course people still fuck with my music, but just still like
you had damn near half that list on your project.
Right.
Like, if it wasn't on the project, you had production from J. Cole. You were right there.
Straight up. Where I was touring with them. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a lot of, like I said, they're my peers, but there was just a lot of politics that I didn't know. And to this day, let's be clear, bro. Like I'm just going with the flow right now, because like I said, I'm all on direction. So I'm just going with the flow, but don't think that people aren't like trying to stop bags at the same time, trying to stop, you know, momentum, because they don't got a piece of you no more. Now, like I said, I signed a real deal. So when I signed a real deal, you know, it's like a 45-page contract. So I ain't no stupid nigga. I'm going to hit my lawyer like, yo, can we go through all of this? And so for maybe like a month, you know, we went through every page.
You got to.
And so there was a part in that contract.
Confusing as shit.
There was a part in there that they would have held me for 10 years, no matter what. It's like the slave
that shit would have just been almost up, like, what, next year or so.
Right. So y'all would have probably been hearing Awesome for the past 10 years. But because they didn't have no power in it, and it's a thing called a pay or play. So pay or play is like, you either put out my record or you let me go and I get my money and my royalties.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I can take the masters with me. Like you play me, like, pretty much the whole move is like the label wants to put all this money behind you, but they can write you off, send you on your way, and keep all your masters. And then you're just out there trying to figure it out again, and while you did all the work. So once I realized that, I was like, nah, because that could literally be all they're doing right now. Finding an artist on the blogs. He has a buzz. So let's bring him over here, get him to do some songs, see if we can capitalize off the songs. If it work, it work. If
The
not,
music game is damn near like, we were talking about wrestling earlier.
Yes.
It really reminds me of that wrestling culture.
Yes.
Because it's like WWE signs all these performers because they want to keep them from the competition. That shit is wild.
And so that's all it is. That's why those deals, come through. And that's why I say focus on building your fan base.
Yes.
Because that's the thing that can't change. So like I said, people can try to block things, but as long as my fan base is out there and strong, you can't stop shit.
How strong is this fan base right now?
Man, like, to be honest, that's why I'm so motivated. You feel me? Like, it's so much. Like, I just got done writing 100 letters to fans. Handwriting, like, carpal tunnel on the way for sure.
Shakes.
But, like, it's just amazing because not only am I writing fans from Wichita, but I'm writing fans from all over the world. Germany.
How far are we talking? Because that was a question I had for you. How far have you seen your music go?
Everywhere. Like, everywhere. Africa's the dopest place to me.
That's crazy. You been out there yet?
I haven't been out there, but I know I have so many fans out there that a kid literally, like, during my break, this how I knew I was like somebody, you know what I mean? Like, during my break, a kid like became me. And he started using my name. His name was like Vizzy the Squarian.
Shout out to this nigga.
He was Nigerian. He was Nigerian, so he had that hustle.
And he caught you in the middle of a break too. You were.
He took he had the glasses, he had the green backpack, he had like a mohawk. It was fucking hilarious. Damn. And he was just dropping music, and he would hit me. Like he wasn't using my name. Like he would hit me like, I hope I'm making you proud. Like, I'm just a squarian, blah, 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 blah. So, like, that shit would make me like, all right, so, like, now that I come back out.
It's like, give me my shit back.
Yeah, for real. Give me my shit back.
Love it. You fucking playing with me.
For real, though. But
you don't know what's in this green backpack no more.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. I feel like that's the beauty of it is that when I say prime, there's so many things I didn't do. You know what I mean? And I didn't do them because I passed them up. I didn't do them because that wasn't on the plate yet. That literally wasn't even close to where I was going. Like, I've never done a nighttime show. You know what I mean? Like, I've never done like Fallon. I've never done like a Leno. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've never performed on anything like that. While, I saw a lot of artists do that and then not go anywhere. You know, I've seen.
That's a fact.
I've seen artists get things that I've never I've seen artists who are big in Japan. They're doing Australia tours, Europe tour, tour, and then 3 years later, that fad is over.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I've never done that. I've never
been a fad nigga. It's always been whatever music you want to create.
Yep.
That's why I respect the shit out of you for doing that, because a lot of people they catch that sound. That's one thing I feel like I have an issue with some artists from here, because it's like
you find that sound and you just stick it.
Yep.
Like, this is what I want to be.
I swear before God, Mozzie was a game changer in the music, but Mozzie fucked up with the Wichita rap scene.
Man,
I swear before God.
But they don't know how. All right, like Mozzie is so forward thinking for where he's from. Like, y'all niggas gotta be from the Bay, bro. Like, niggas ain't thinking like Mozzie. So his shit
we Bay Area influenced, but we don't know that shit, the whole shit that goes on over there.
Like, there's literally local rappers who have a legacy, and the producers, rappers, culture people in the Bay don't gotta leave. Niggas who will be like, man, Pac used to sleep on my couch.
Solidify for life.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of rappers like that and producers like that in the Bay who, like, Mozzie is showing that you can be different. I can still be gangster. I can still be affiliated. I can still be all of this. But I'm going to talk about something different. I'ma move different.
Yeah.
It's all about moving different, I think.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's all about moving different. Nipsey showed a lot of gangsters that. It's all about moving different.
And that's why Nip will go down. Like somebody asked me, they say, who's your favorite rapper? Nipsey's my favorite rapper of all time. No disrespect to Hov, no disrespect to Pac, 100%. No disrespect to any of the greats. But it's just like from my era, from my generation, like just sitting there watching like Nip and the development and the growth and just like the faith that he had in himself, and that work ethic was out of this world. It's like if you just sit there like and go watch like, you know, old interviews of Nip and stuff like that, it's just like you can get like you can get that motivation. Like for real.
Easy. Like I don't know when he found that, but I feel like there's artists from Wichita who I just wish, you know, and don't trip, I'm gonna tap in with a few that I just wish that they would figure out that, because there's lanes, you know, when Nick came here and I showed him that Benjamin Button song, we had a long conversation about like lanes and sounds, because of course when I'm pitching the song, I gotta pitch it in the way like why this makes sense. You know what I mean? I know you do gangster rap, and at this time I just dropped Square in a Circle. I have no Everybody's Nobody out. I have nothing out. I'm literally just the Square in a Circle. So I played that for him, and his oh man, I can't remember his name. Big fat dude. Like one of Nip's like main mans, like Jay Stone. Jay Stone there too. He literally was like, Nip, this is who we were talking about. And so Nip goes into this whole spiel with me and Seven, like, yo.
You hear that? That's a whole different feel, nigga.
Bro, I was like, what? And Nip goes, man, bro, we got this shit going on with Shaka Zulu who signed Ludacris. He's like, we got this shit going on with Shaka Zulu. We might be doing this deal, blah, blah, blah. And you're the kind of artist that can bridge my sound with your sound. And then your sound can bridge my sound. That's just how
far advanced like that nigga's thinking.
He was thinking like that in 2008. That shit's it blows my mind.
And he wasn't reaping the benefits of that till damn near 8 years later.
So boom. So when you say prime, the reason why it
makes sense.
Everybody so sad seeing our brother go down like that.
He just tapped it.
That's
what
why.
is even going in it yet was right there. It's like like that escalator going up to heaven type thing. It's like right there, like right before you even get to the clouds.
I have, you know, texts. I have messages in my phone from Matt, from Nip.
You'll never let go.
That, you know what I mean? That forever, that shit blows my mind. You see, like, I back and go to the day that I wrote him. All right, yeah, boom. That's 2009. You feel me? And then 2014. So like it breaks my heart because all of this time he's not big, bro. Like, and that's why like he's like, look, we gonna get in town around 7 p.m. You want to meet us at the venue? You can just hop on the bus with us. This is 2014. Feel me? He's in Lawrence doing he's doing maybe Crenshaw. And Crenshaw at that time was like to the beginning. That's why I'm hitting him like, yo, bro, you're about to blow.
He created a buzz in itself for Crenshaw because that's the project he sold for what, $1,000 a pop?
Exactly.
And it's like niggas, when niggas don't understand, it's like they'll criticize the shit out of you. But then it takes a nigga like a Jay-Z to go.
So don't think that that's a local thing, bro. That is not a local thing. That any nigga, there's 100 niggas in LA that could have done that.
Yeah.
With fan bases. Could have done it in LA alone. Could have done it in Cali alone. The fact that Nip did that in 2014 and got Jay-Z to support it, then all of a sudden niggas want to follow it. And that's what I just want to see like more of us do, is be leaders like that. But, you know, I'm writing this astrology book to help motherfuckers find their, like, what their gift is. Because we all have different gifts. We just don't know. Like, Nip is a Leo. You know what I mean? So leader is literally part of his schematics. You know what I mean? It's part of how he's built. Like a Cancer. Underdog. We're leaders in our own way, but we're like Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? We're like Frederick Douglass a little bit. We're definitely
make a big ass impact.
Yep.
But it's the one behind the scenes.
Yes.
It's not the one that likes to be in the forefront of it all.
100%.
Makes all the sense in the world.
100%.
I can make a case that us summer niggas got we the most lit fucking.
We the ones.
That June, July.
You have to
August
remember.
run?
It's also based on seasons. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, they represent spring. So like if you think about life in spring, it's kind of like just beginning. Mm-hmm. It's just sprouting. It's like youth, and they also represent those ages. So like Aries is like a young, spriteful young boy, and a Taurus is like a beautiful growing girl, and then Gemini.
All development.
Yeah, but as you get to that summer, with Gemini, Cancer, and Leo, everything gets warm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And warm energy creates like radiance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It creates youth.
We the hot motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
We the hot motherfuckers.
Exactly. But you know what? When it comes to music, it's a cold world.
Yeah.
So the Sag, Scorpio, Cap, they body shit. So you got Nicki Minaj, Sag, Drake, Scorpio,
yep.
The Baby, Capricorn. You have so like the worldly, that's what you get with that other half.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So the worldly influence is more powerful. You know what I mean? Your Sag, is the most powerful female on the chart. There's no way you could tell me any female.
No shit.
Christina Aguilera, Nicki Minaj, Miley Cyrus.
The Sages are the strongest
Taylor
women
Swift.
there is.
Who's the chick that's blowing up right now? Billie Eilish. Like when you see a girl like that and they're able to activate all these other women, that's just Tyra Banks.
That's fire.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
So when can we expect this book?
This year.
This year,
November 2021.
My last question for you, X, for real, what can we expect from here on out?
Man, just from me, all you should expect is creative growth. Like, I've always been a creative person, you know what I mean? But like, what I'm doing with like this garden I'm growing, inside, you feel me? I'm like I'm putting seeds in there I've never planted before, and I'm watching like, damn, let me see how this comes out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me see how this comes. But the one thing I've never done, and you just said it, underdog, behind the scenes, dog. I've never done it in front of the people.
Well, you cold when it comes to, you're media trained like a motherfucker, because you plug in the shit out of all your right now. You talking about I'm planting these seeds, and then I'm like, this nigga for real still promoting right here, right now.
Hey, roots out now, seeds out now, soil out now. Make sure y'all watch what we growing right now. Just watch how we're growing.
Fire. Well, final take, bro. You got any questions for me at all?
Man, how do you like to see the hip hop artist reveal themselves the most? Do you like to see it through music? Do you like to see it like through like, when I say see it through music, do you like to hear and visualize like this? Because where we're from, you're able to actually listen to an artist from here and be like, let me see if you're talking about where I'm from. Mm-hmm. I don't think people take. See, I'm a very prideful nigga. That's one of my
favorite things about my brother Scooney.
Right,
is that I listen to
and you can
shit
hear
he's talking about, and he on one track off of his Pedigree project, he named every school in Wichita and said, this is what these bitches was doing. Right. He said, we go to Heights for this, we go to Caping for the Mouth, we go to broke it all down.
Yes. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what even Freddie. That's what I like from Freddie. When Freddie does that on the section.
Freddie made me so fucking proud with this last project. The section, and I told him, I said, nigga, I swear to you got my fucking block on the back of your album.
I swear to God, bro. Like, what he did with the section, that's what I brought him out for the Juneteenth show. You know, like that's my brother, but we are very professional when it comes to this music shit.
Very.
So he knows that. He knows, like, shit. If I'm gonna bring him out, he knows that I'm gonna bring him out, because it's like his time. You know what I mean? I ain't bringing him out because it's my nigga. I'm gonna bring him out because it's like, yo, your project's so crazy. You gotta perform that one record that because just like I believe in my shit, I'll believe in his shit. And just like what you say about Scooney, I'll listen to artists, I'll be like, yeah. Like, that's when I promote. So that's what made me ask that. Is like, because I feel like what we need to do more in our city is promote, you know,
Agreed.
the shit that is hot.
Agreed.
Not just like popular,
Yeah.
but shit that you listen to, like, this shit's hot.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if nobody. That's why I like Royce. Royce will do it.
People were saying that shit about, they were talking about Smooth's project. And like, I just made a post. I said, yo, that track with him and Chris Barnett, I said, that might be my favorite track on the whole project. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that ain't even like the one that people want to talk about the most.
You know why? And that's why I ask, because it's like some people only want visual content. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm coming with. That's what you can expect from me the most.
That's that new, like, I agree. Like, it's kind of a both, because it's like, if you give me the music, like, me as a music head, I'm gonna say that's fire. I'll go look at some more shit.
Okay.
But then when you create the video with the music together, mm-hmm. it's like comes as that package, and then all of a sudden I see like you have certain stuff where you're showing yourself more, because now that's what everybody wants. Yes. Everybody wants to know who they're listening to. Mm-hmm. That's the new era.
And that's what literally, bro. That's what I'm using this for. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm not on Facebook. You know what I mean? I'm not, like, Hoffa's on there, but I'm Don Hoffa on Facebook for a reason. Like, if you know my background on that name, like, you know, like, that's my ghost side. Mm. You feel me? So, like, that's why my name's Hoffa on Facebook. But, like, I'm not on there. So, when I don't have that opportunity to, like, share with people from my town, it ends up becoming like every single time I go out, I'm trying to, it's my first like introduction to me. You know what I mean? Like, no matter who it is, it's like somebody might know me, but because they never met me.
You still introducing yourself. How you doing? I'm XV.
Yep.
So I'm XV. I heard some shit like Beyonce walked into a room and she introduced herself to every single person. No, good and goddamn well, everybody know who she is.
It's how you, it's the mind state. And I'm still in that mind state no matter what, because I'm just, that's how I am. But I feel like there's people who don't, like, you know, there's a dude who ran up on me, asked me, you know, at the show, yo, can we get a record together? Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you have my number. You can hit me at any time.
Any minute.
But you're waiting to, and I get that. So I'm doing things like this because this is just the beginning. Like, I have a book coming out. I have more music coming out. Obviously, when y'all see rappers doing this, that means that something's coming.
Roll out. Time for the roll out.
Straight up. So, like, I'm just, like, getting the gears going. But I really wanted to, like I said, you my Gemini brother. I wanted to get that message out with somebody who I feel like can not only benefit from it, but actually, you know, talk to other people that you're going to help them get
Bro,
game.
You don't realize how much, like, we have little conversations here and there. And, like, I never reveal anything that we talk about.
Yeah.
But, like, the little notes that I learned from that, it's like, I speak on it.
Yep.
And I'll be like, yeah, XV told me that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
straight
it's
up.
like on some real shit.
Straight up. That's what it's all about. I feel like we just need more content like this coming out from our city. That is not only helping our city, but when all of this shit blow, when all of this shit go, and when I say blow, what I mean is kind of like that time I was talking about with Wichita State in the Final Four, in the you know, in the NCAA March Madness. When that happens, it happens 1 year, boom, you're like, I'm gonna keep my eye on them. Happens a second year, and you're like, okay, they're doing something
now
right.
I fuck with them.
Third, fourth. Now it's
it's expectation.
It's expectation. That's all that like St. Louis has had it, Chicago's had it, Dallas has had it, Houston's had it. You know, and like, don't get twisted. A lot of big cities have it. Phoenix hasn't. Denver has a basketball team, football team. They had it. Name the rapper from Denver who's blowing up. They got weed and they ain't got no rappers. They don't got nothing. But I just feel like that comes from
100% right.
We have something here, bro. and I'm not bullshit, we have something here. And if it's me just to, you know, plant those seeds and watch shit grow, then I'm gonna do that. But I know we have something here. Like I love the Bay. I love New York. I love New York. But what Biggie say? Cali, great place to visit. You feel me? Like, I live out there, so don't go there. That's me. You know what I mean? If I had to choose a place, I got to choose the East. I live out there, so don't go there.
It's something about that Wichita that it's like,
Yeah.
it's our comfort.
Yeah.
It's that comfort zone. It's that home.
Well, you've laid your roots here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when you've taken a plant and you've taken it out of its pot and you put it in the ground and you laid it in this, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. There's space. People ain't gonna step on you.
It's got a quicker chance to die though.
Does have a quicker chance to die. But that's what I mean when I say we need to be watering each other more.
I feel that.
You feel what I'm saying? That's even what I'm trying to do with the book, with my content, with my music, and staying consistent. Yeah. Niggas ain't gonna know, but like I have never stopped. You know what I mean? Like when they see what I'm doing with this change video and the new music coming, they'll be like, I mean, there's gonna be fans of mine from Zero Heroes who are gonna be like, what? He was rapping then?
Yeah.
Doing songs with Paul Wall then? Yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
Fire, bro. Fire.
We here.
Bro, just keep, man, I'm happy for you. I just can't wait to see what you got coming up.
Yes, sir.
What's going to come out of this. And like you said, like, yo, if it takes, you know, two individuals such as ourselves to water, take that pot and water each one, we're going to do it, bro.
I see it because all these new, you know, the new kids, when I'm at the Juneteenth, I met so many kids. Y'all planting y'all seeds. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just got to water it and just start watching it grow.
Man. Y'all got some gems today from the man XV.
Hey, man, I'm just talking.
I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying, once the book comes out and the album comes back, we're going to have to come back and we're going to have to continue this conversation.
Hip-hop stars. You know, understanding astrology through a hip-hop's perspective. All right?
Fire. It's on the way. Coming out this fall. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure sitting down and talking to the man XV. I hope that y'all learned something out of this. I hope that, you know, you guys get inspired, that, you know, you can go back and watch this and just say, hey, we got a message out of it.
Right.
But be on the lookout for everything this man got going. Go ahead and go look up and listen.
Follow me on my socials, man.
Even though he ain't ever on there.
Yeah. Follow me on there. Just follow me. I'm going to be posting on there, though. Don't trip. I'm going to be posting on there.
Music on the way.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of RELLism. I'm your host, Rello. That's RELLO. I'm here with the man they call Vizzy, the man himself, the leader of the L7s. Like, it is what it is. XV's in the building. We out.